forward, and then back, forward and back. Good morning, welcome back to Forward and Back. Hi, hey, hello, welcome back to my channel. It's Forward and Back, and look at this day, it's a beautiful day. I've got to go and do a couple of errands in the city. I think I had like 6 different ways I could have travelled. Could have taken the motorbike, could have taken the car, could have got a lift, could have caught the bus, could have caught the train, could have walked, and I could have jumped on my electric unicycle, electric wheel, and this. So not too much new today, just the same trip, but I thought we could talk about some interesting things, you know, the excitement for the V13 Challenger. That's all I'm seeing on the forums, and really good reports from a lot of people, which is so good. A lot of people that you know, have just been testing the wheel, and you can see they're not usual INMOTION riders, but they're giving it really good thumbs up, which I think that's really glowing, you know, for the first run. And I don't even think that the actual production units have landed. So mine, they're saying end of January, but look, I'm going to be cautious. Haven't been at this wheel thing long, but one thing I've learned is to be cautious with dates of releases and boats. It seems like there's slow waters sometimes, and the boats just take a long time to get here. A good way to not be let down is to not expect too much, and that way you just roll with it, whatever flows. Oh, it's good. A couple of days I haven't been on this thing again, and you just get the jitters. You really, you know, need this in your life. I should take it easy on my little wheel today. You know, I've put this wheel through quite a bit, more than I ever thought I would, and it's held up really well. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Mostly kind of geared around the V13, but talking about, first of all, how you can justify that price, which is like quite expensive for a little electric toy, if you look at it that way. But if you consider it in another way, which I'll sort of try to talk about, perhaps you can justify that price a little bit more. So come with me today, we'll do our thing rolling along here in Brisbane, Australia. Here we go. Get some exercise, get those knees moving. So what I've seen with the V13 is Clark is working on a nice bumper system. Shout out to Clark Pads. I've got an affiliate link, and we're just working on some pads at the moment, so I'm going to get them for the V13. You know, I just get more and more stoked with what INMOTION have done for my life with this wheel, and starting to get closer and realizing that that's going to happen again in a new way with a new wheel that's just better. Wow, how good can life get sometimes? And I'm in a couple of groups chatting to people that are doing really good things for the community. Shout out to you guys, Lee, just on a couple of ideas. One of the guys here has managed to add a berm angle into the wheel, so that's going to allow you to be able to get up places like that. I'm not going to try it on this wheel without a cutout, and without the wheel, if you lean this wheel all the way over, you know, there's a very good chance that there's a cutout angle engaged that will cut the wheel out. So if you're on a BMX track or a bike track or just on the trails and you're trying to hit just a little bit of a sideways lean, you know, the wheel can cut out. So being able to customize that option, that's great. So shout out to you, Lee, for that. quickly go over my gear today. I've got the TSG Pass wrist guards. Just showing at the start, it's important to make sure that that metal bar is on, you know, the side where your wrist is, because that's what gives you the protection. You can actually put them on the other way, which I've done. Not going to lie. No, I will lie. I've never done that. How could you not even know how to use a wrist guard? Just on that, lock your speeds if you're going to head in. Every time I talk about this wheel and how to roll, I just keep remembering the INMOTION V13 Challenger and how much better it's going to be for my needs. So as I was mentioning, you know, locking your speed so you can make sure that you're not going to speed. Well, most of the new generation wheels, yeah, they've got a screen. How amazing is that? An actual real live screen that you can see your speed in real time, like a car. So yeah, just on your city commutes, around people, just be sensible. This is going to be quite busy today in the city. There's school holidays on, so we'll do quite a bit of slow commuting. I've got to negotiate all the way through the city, through the blocky, you know, busy streets. So we'll do that and take our time. Yoink, 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 yoink. So it's really important to get good at just pulling up, stopping, dodging, weaving, those emergency maneuvers. Let's talk about the V13. How do you justify a $6,000 wheel? Well, you've got to look at it as not a toy, and you need to start to treat it as a vehicle. And I can kind of try to help with that a bit, because I bought my V11 as a toy. Kind of. I needed something to get me into the city, this same commute all the time. And I love toys. So I didn't really want a scooter. I just didn't like the idea. I also like to be different, let's face it. And that was a big part of... Plus, I'd seen one of these once, and it tickled the back of my head. What the hell was that? And where was that? And why? And I think I googled one wheel electric device. Oh, I was shocked. I was horrified. I saw this thing come up, a little plank of wood with a big thing in the middle, and I reached a bit, and I've got that taste now. Refluxy. Yuck. Last video I took the INMOTION through a bit of water down there, and you know, the bearings for me, they've held up all the time. I've got a bearing guard on my wheel, so that really helps. But again, that makes me think of the IP rating on the INMOTION V13. Much more durable in the water department. And you know, these stormy days that we get here, it just sort of comes over really quick, and I need to roll in the wet sometimes, and this has always been my go-to wet wheel, but that could mix it up. I'm not really sure how the V11's going to sit amongst my wheels when I pick up the 13. It's something I absolutely love. So yeah, I'm going to help you look at the cost of the V13, and I'll do that by comparing, I guess, what I've unexpectedly found from the V11 and the times that I've been rolling with the V11. So yeah, I bought it to get into the city. To get to here, I had to go to that school just over there, School of Hard Knocks, and I did that, and that was sick. And then so yeah, I took this into the city every day, no problems. And the way I can compare a bit of those costs, so I think this wheel for me cost, you know, 3,000 to 4,000. I can't quite remember. I think it was a bit over 3,000 Australian, which was, you know, a higher end scooter. I could have bought a couple of used, you know, my friend was riding electric scooters at the time, so I knew about what was out there and the range and the fact that you could do it. It had been a while since I jumped on an electric vehicle, and I had a quick turn of his scooter and was really impressed at the torque, and yeah, they were good. It was a different thing than I expected. I kind of thought they were toys. And then when I contacted our local store here and reached out to e-riders, they had stock. You know, I just started to quickly Google electric vehicles, and I saw these pop up. I guess I could have been Chooch, you know, Chooch, one of the early riders. Maybe it was Cooj, could have been anyone. And I saw them having fun and getting around in another video, kind of two birds and one stone. And then I really started to look a bit more once I learned that word. Acronym, EUC, you know, it opened up a whole world to me. So on my V11, well, you know, I've been riding motorbikes for a long time, and, you know, went from 300 cc's up to the 600s and then into the thousands. You know, that meant that I could get a good gauge of price and kilometres and what I'd sort of get for my money. And for this commute into the city, it's like a 30 kilometre commute, I'd get a kind of 200 kilometres for my tank of petrol. So that's going to cost me over $20, probably $30 a week. If you do the maths, you know, I was doing 7 days a week, 30 kilometres, so that's 210 kilometres a week for a year. So you've got, what, 52 weeks in a year? Oh, 3 times 4, it's like, and then you've got insurance and car parking and registration. Well, you know, I think this wheel kind of paid for itself. There's a lot of other benefits if you're going to look at your therapy, your health, your fitness, but just on, and then saving the environment, that's got to cost something. I remember when I used to roll down those stairs. I might go and do that again. Must be getting old. I just don't want to be dangerous. You see people are getting around the stairs there. You need to negotiate each little pedestrian. I wonder if an Australian invented checkmate. It's so hot. It's like 652 degrees here in Australia today. So cost-wise, I think if you go back to looking at the costs, and I'll put some better figures up, I was just sort of off the top of my head. Yeah, so riffing off the top of my head, those numbers seem to add up to this being a pretty economical way to travel, get around, have fun, and you still actually get a resale value or pass it on. It's pretty awesome. And if you're gonna, I guess I'm going into the V13 with that mentality that it is an initial outlay and it does hurt and it does seem like a lot of money, but I've got INMOTION's back. You know, I know what they've done and given me, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get the same thing again. Looking from what the reports are showing, it's looking pretty amazing, and it looks like it's going to hold up. And you've got those, yeah, you know, you've got your support networks with such a big company like that. The back end of what they're offering, there's always going to be spare parts, batteries, replacements, and with such a push in the market, there'll be used items and replaceable parts. So it is like a vehicle. It's not a toy. They're just not toys at this level and at this price point and giving you what you can do. My wheel still holds up. I still get a 70 kilometre range and managed to, you know, I looked at it today and it's just held up well. Anyway, that was a bit of a chat. I've got to get all the way home yet. It's pretty quiet. Everyone must hate the city. Yeah, it is what it is. So we've got people here, little kids up ahead. I'll just wander through this channel here. New days, new things. Lines of lasers. Bye. Thanks heaps for watching my video. Again, this is forward and back, and I always appreciate all your support. I'm just doing a voiceover because I worked too hard and all my batteries ran out. Yeah, cool. I'll see you for another video soon. Really looking forward to the V13, and yeah, still enjoying this wheel. So keep rolling, stay safe. Bye for now. Forward and back.